Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ebony Championship Wrestling, the podcast where the square circle comes alive and we deep dive everything WWE from a diverse perspective. Join us in gorilla position tonight as we recap Survivor Series and give our takes on all things WWE. I am the Jackie Miles, and my team rightfully claims the moniker best in the world. Montay, a.k.a. Coach Montay, Griff, a.k.a. Griff Nation, and behind the scenes, as always, counting the money, B-Dix, a.k.a. The Wise Man. Welcome, gentlemen. How we feeling this week? Coach, what's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I feel great, man. It's been one hell of a weekend. Thanks, first of all, giving thanks for another Thanksgiving with fam. You, my brother, Griff, I give thanks for you. You know, not just my wife, my baby, my fam, but doing this what we love, man. So the Thanksgiving holiday was amazing down here. Had a chance to get some good cooking from, our favorite aunt, and her daughter's throwing down in the kitchen, man. And then obviously seeing a good Cowboy spanking, and then on the Redskins. And then, but more importantly, man, the Saturday was even better. The food, the leftovers tasting even better with our Michigan Wolverines getting that dub over the Suckeyes. So I'm on cloud nine, man. And then of course finishing the night, yeet for sure, finishing the night with you brothers, man. Watching the live, great Survivor Series, man. To cap the weekend off, man, and getting excited to jump back on with you boys today, man. Good to see y'all.
Good deal, bro. Good deal.
Yeah.
Griff, man, how's the week been, brother? We ain't seen you since Saturday, and I know you out there grinding in Michigan. So what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, man, all is well, man. Just thankful coming off of Thanksgiving. With fam, got to catch up with some friends, but much needed rest. Definitely hanging out with you guys this past weekend, but more importantly, our Wolverines taking care of that victory. Lions didn't show up too well on Thanksgiving, but that's water on the bridge. We're gonna move forward to this upcoming week. I think the Saints is on next up deck, and we got a great show ahead, man. I'm excited to get things rolling, man. A lot to discuss, a lot to talk about, a lot that's been really going on. So I think for us, man, we've been holding on to this silence till we got to this show, and I think a lot of people is anticipating, waiting all our responses from this past week. So I'm looking forward to hearing not just you guys, but definitely. I don't even know where I'm going to go right now. I'm just going to be real with you guys right now. So wherever it comes out laid out, that's what we're going to hit on. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited for it.
How organic was our reaction though? When the music hit, but we said it early in the night for our viewers. Go back and watch that point when that music hit, and we said we kind of trolled y'all. We said we was gonna log off and hey, let's unplug and let's get the hell out of here if that happened. But
I said I was never gonna watch wrestling again.
Yes, I think that's what you said verbatim, right?
Yes,
I said I would never watch it again. I said that was the last show I would watch. That's wild. And apparently I can't watch anymore. So any recaps coming from me from now on would just be off social media. It won't be off the actual show. Sorry.
Bro.
My fault.
It's all good, man. But yeah, let's address it. It's good to see. Like I said, it's good to talk about it. It was unexpected. It was, the wrestling heads and the insiders, the journalists, and all of that. Is he coming or is he not? I felt this was WWE's best kept secret. I think it's the best thing that they have kept in a long time. Usually, when something's up, but this was honestly the best kept secret that they did. CM Punk is back, boys. Let's address the elephant in the room. Took us all by surprise. That what a way to cap off the PLE. Yeah, what you guys think of the timing of it, and is it right? What's up?
I'm gonna stab at this one first.
Go ahead,
Here we go. Let me get the mic ready. No. If you by my reaction, totally off guard, totally shocked, but more important, like I told you guys last night, it wasn't like a surprise or me like excited that he came back. It was just more of a wow, what just happened? You know what I'm saying? I'm more thinking of the first person came to mind was the man that was in that ring that got the heat with this man was Seth Rollins. Like, is this dude gonna jump out the cage? Like, what's his facial expression? Like, the cameras did not go in that cage whatsoever. But I will say this though, one thing I will address about this is first and foremost, this was not CM Punk's or Phil's call on this. This was more of Triple H and creative behind the scenes, kept secret. So this is not CM Punk's fault or Phil's fault of this happening. They called the shots, they pulled the curtain, and it is what it is. Saturday happened. He's back. And we're all, and one thing I would say, we all forgiving people. You know, we were raised as forgiving people, loving people. And what happened 10 years ago, like Triple H said, this is what I'm going to ride with him on. He said 10 years ago, he was a different CM Punk. I was a different Triple H. 10 years later, we're different people. So right now, it's all about business. And they feel like they made the best business decision bringing him in. Now, going forward, what would this look like? We have to wait and see. So I'm not going to sit here and speculate. I'm not going to look back at his AEW issues, his past WWE, because that's the past now. He's here. This is TKO. And one thing we have to remember, too, TKO and Dana White were real big fans and real big on CM Punk, which was said earlier after he departed from AEW. And there was a possibility in the door opening that he could return. But I will say, you know, just seeing him coming out on Raw and seeing everything else and how he looked different from AEW, I could tell there was a lot of conversations that went forward before this decision for him to show up and debut in Chicago. So, again, you know, the past is the past. He's here. We're going to see what happens going forward. But I will say, too, and I'm going to get off of it too, man. It opened up a lot of creative storylines for everybody now. Because now you add a new person in. Now we don't know a lot of stories that we were already talking about in previous episodes. We don't know what's going to happen now with him now in the picture and which direction they're going to go with him. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. Jackie.
Yeah, man. First things first, I'm not a fan. I'm not a hater, but I am not a fan, not because of anything that he has particularly done. Like, I don't know the whole backstory of why he left or anything like that. I just wasn't a fan because I wasn't watching during the time that he was in WWE. So I'm not hating. It's just like I didn't know. I don't know him, right? But at the same time, we did say once before that WWE is in the business of doing business now, right? Like, it's no longer like I'm not gonna bring this person in because of all of the things that happened in the past. I'm like, it makes sense to bring this person in because this person is a draw, and for whatever reason, like, he has this whole army behind him, and from a WWE standpoint, we want that army to watch our product, right? Not saying that they shouldn't watch AEW, or not saying that they shouldn't watch anything else, but we want those eyeballs to come over here and watch WWE. So from a WWE's perspective, it makes sense to me. I'm intrigued to see, like you said, Griff, where they go from here, because there's so many storylines to play out. I don't know if y'all saw the video of Seth's actual reaction at the end. I don't know if this was his actual reaction. Let me pause. They showed a reaction from him where like Michael Cole is like holding him back and things like that. And it's like, if this is real, cool. That opens up the storyline for how we're moving forward, right? If not, then we're also still moving forward with whatever this storyline is. So to your point, Griff, you're absolutely right when you say the storylines have now changed. And again, we're in the place where neither one of us know where to go from here.
And Wise Man thinks it's a work, but I'm not sure. Yeah, work fan, whatever.
It probably was. He's
I
right.
think that's what
it probably was.
We know that's going to be on the screen. I was always a fan of his work ethic when it came down to ring, but I never cared for his shenanigans, the personality, the real, I understand after going back and I kind of had to go back and understand the history. It never dawned on me why he was so popular, but obviously Indy came in, got it from the mud. He put in the work, so his ring work speaks for itself, the respect. But he built his stick on controversy, and you said it last night, Jackie, polarizing figure. You know, so and keeping what he knows how to keep eyes on the screen. You know, the attention is always going to be there. But I had to go back and say, I actually rooted for him back in the day against Cena. Like I actually because of his work ethic. Yeah. And then if you guys remember the promo, and I come back to it talking about promos, but you know, him and Triple H, this has been a story that's been told for 10 years, but it's coming full circle. You know, and Triple H giving him that second chance to, like you said, Griff, mop up the mistakes, get it right. Who knows? My first reaction, and I'm gonna pop it back to you on Saturday night was, oh God, oh no, because I knew what was going on in AEW. That I know I don't watch it, but I did hear the backstory. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, my first gut was like, here we go. And that's that silence. But yeah, which Griff, you add a little bit to that.
Yeah, you know, and after having a couple of days and
So think about
watching the show itself with volume, my thing too, and my reaction was, man, you just took Randy's moment away. Someone who'd been away for 18 months and
Yeah, there it is.
returned back, did some heck of a spots in that match, and then it was taken away from that. But then as time went and progressed forward, you know, I kept thinking of that interview with Triple H did. And if y'all noticed, I don't know if y'all watched the press conference, Triple H went up first versus last like he normally do. And I think I sent you guys a text too.
Yeah.
It was Orton talking about CM Punk back in the day. And it wasn't more about how Orton felt about CM Punk, but it was like the key things Orton said in that message by saying, creative, we don't have control over creative. And that was some of the things Punk was doing back in the day, is when he didn't like some of the things creative liked it, he went ahead and took control of himself, like, forget creative, like, this is what I'm doing. So that was kind of like some of the riffraff of his first departure back then. But no, but with that, again, just that reaction, and I'm just like trying to process it because it came out of nowhere. It was one of those, like, I'm not surprised it happened, but you didn't expect it to happen, because normally once that copyright and that little logo at the bottom comes on, that means, hey, PLE is done.
We thought it
And
was over.
then when that hit, it just like everybody got quiet. So it made me think, like, did Michael Cole know about this too? Because he got quiet immediately. Then they shot a video with him, like, right before the music hit. He was like rocking and dancing, him coming back out. Like, okay, I'm kind of confused here. Like, who's really in it? Who really not? We might not know, and that's okay. We don't know. Maybe later. But at the end of the day, it was just it's good. It's good for the business. I would say that it's good for the business. Yeah. The fans that really been chanting his name for all these years, even when he was long gone and hated WWE, they were still chanting him. And now I feel like the fans finally got this person back they've been chanting all these years, and now it's just a matter of time of where we going with this as well. Not just for him, but everybody else on the entire roster of Raw and SmackDown, because adding him to the mix, this changes up Royal Rumble plans. This changes up WrestleMania plans, because first the talk was Cody versus Roman. Now Randy's back. They talking about Randy versus Cody, Randy versus Roman. You know what I'm saying? Randy came out first thing Monday, said, Bloodline, I ain't forgetting about y'all. I'm coming after y'all too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this change, that whole Saturday to Monday, changes a whole complex of storylines and direction that this company is going.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Royal Rumble. The return is one thing. It's great that he is back into the company. What he does next is the most important thing. He already showed that he was a cancer over in AEW.
Yep.
For whatever reason.
Yep.
For whatever reason. So now what he does next is the most important thing, because if it comes out that he is still this cancer, then like this was a failed experiment, right? We didn't need to go down this route. But it could be very, very good. It could uplift WWE even higher than what they are now. But at the same time, like, what he does next is very, very important. Sorry, Coach, go ahead.
Oh no, I was letting you finish your point there. Yeah, I had an opportunity to listen to Mark Henry and our boy Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, open up on it today on their podcast, and they're raving about it because it's going to raise everybody's level. Like everybody got to step up. Like the entire roster has to step up now with him in there. And so, hey, the cream rises to the top, but now you're going to see he's going to be in there to raise the level. And WWE and Mark Henry said it. The WWE Triple H straight businessman. They're making money hands over fist. Why not take this risk? The $7 to $10 million risk and flip it and make 70, 80. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing out a figure. So that's just simple math. The business is the business, to both of your points. And, and they're saying it's only going to make WWE better, especially with the competition. On two fronts, though, I want to talk about Seth Rollins, and I haven't had a chance to really dissect, and, I'm not sure if you guys deep dive, but do you think Seth Rollins and CM Punk, do you think all of that is a shoot or a work? That Raw reaction. I know.
I honestly, in my heart of hearts, and I had to think about this because I was split 50-50. And when I didn't focus and look at the internet saying it's a work, I'm going to say that I think this is a real deal thing. And here's two reasons why. Okay. One, the camera view never went in the ring and showed nobody a reaction at all because Seth was in there. Had Seth not been in that ring with the rest of the people, the camera would have went in there and showed everybody expression. My other thing is, and I just said moments ago, Triple H is always going last in the press conference. He went up first, and I think he went first because they were trying to split, because, CM went back in first, and then Seth was followed after that with Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and security, just to keep those separated. But the main figure was Becky and Charlotte came to the podium as well, too. If you watch Becky, you can tell Becky just basically like, she was involved in the interview, but you could tell like she was trying to play off like it was something going on or something like she was involved with, like she was felt rushed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just saying, I'm not speculating, but it made me think too, like, I wonder if she's back there like trying to come to the aid of Seth, her husband, and try to get him away and try to help him get back to the bus thing while she do her interview to make sure there was no conflict. But if you watch Becky, you could tell she wasn't freshed up like Charlotte was. She was like, she just came straight running, or she was in a hurry and a rush. That's what made me think, okay, I think this is really a real thing. But I will say this too. We talking about TKO. Remember, Charlotte and Becky had beef. Somewhere in this business, they say, look, y'all gonna have to work together. We gonna have to have this conversation. And I think this is gonna happen in time with Seth and CM Punk too. Like, y'all hate each other, but somewhere in there, we gotta find a common ground because you both are money, you're both our business, and y'all gotta at least find a way to be professionals and then go your separate ways if you don't like each other or not.
That's it. Jackie, what you think, Jack?
I think it's a work. To Griff's point, you talked about Becky and Charlotte. Like that was real beef, and at some point somebody had to sit them down, like you said. Do I think this is gonna happen? Or excuse me, do I think this is a work or a shoot? I do think that this is a work, especially because if this was real, like I don't know that Michael Cole would be the person that's holding back Seth Rollins, right? If this was like real heat.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know I feel like there would be more people involved if this was real, right? The only person that was holding Seth back at that point during that video was Michael Cole. And it's like, okay, cool. But well, let's be real. Like, if they get ready to scrap or go at it, like, I don't know.
All these wrestlers in here, and he the one.
Security, hell, like, right? Like, anybody but our golden voice on the mic, right? Like, come on, like, right. So yeah, so I do think it is a work. And I think that they at some point had to have a conversation or will have a conversation so that they can work together. But at the end of the day, man, money is money in this business. And if that guy is going to draw, then you got to be okay with him being who he is, bring him over here, sit him down and let him know, like, if we're going to make this money, you got to chill out. You can't be fighting people because of real glass. That's not a thing.
Right.
Like, that's not a thing. You need to make sure that you are on point so that we can make this money and we can draw these people into this show. So I do think it's a work.
No doubt about it. I at first thought it was a shoot because of the interviews. There were 3 interviews. The first 2, Seth was just spitting venom on him, and obviously the one where he called him a cancer. That was I was researching. That was actually because of what he because he was clowning over there at AEW with the Young Bucks. I guess that fight. So that was basically him just spitting venom on that situation. And I was like, okay, well, where did the beef? I tried to find. Did they have legit beef? Was there any social media beef? Was there, did somebody get on X or some, doing something stupid? But no, the only thing they had in the past, I think they had 2 or 3 matches, boys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Before he jetted. So yeah, I think that Griff didn't they
WWE?
Yeah, before he left, the first time.
Only thing I remember is the pipe bomb. Sorry, go ahead, Griff.
Because they fought him when he was Shield, Seth, right? So when Seth Rollins was in the Shield, didn't they wrestle?
So here's what happened. There was he was aligned with the Shield when he was champion when he was beefing with The Rock. He was aligned with the Shield then, but I think later that year, like right before he departed, he was beefing with all 3 members of the Shield. And I think was it TLC, one of those pay-per-views, they kicked off the show with a handicap match and he defeated all 3 members of the Shield. And that was the last interaction they had before, because a couple weeks after that, he left WWE.
So it was just the respect level has always been there. But that's why I was trying to find. Did he say something? He say something about his mama or something? I don't know. I was trying to find some beef. I don't know.
So what started everything was this. Seth gonna be Seth, Punk gonna be Punk. So there was an interview Punk did on what's his name, Colt Cabana, like when he first left WWE and broke his silence. So I guess he was saying something like Dean Ambrose and Seth don't have the sight, the smarts, the wisdom, or the wrestling thing. That's before Seth really blew up and catapulted, saying that he had like the mind frame of it, like he's good, skillful. But the way he said it, I think Seth took it personal and offensive and kind of kept quiet on it. But then I think like as he kept like, talking, going through this and had that issue with AEW, that's when Seth really like came out, like, hey, you ain't nothing, you this like that, you never the cancer, hey, go away, this and like that. So that's all that is. And, like to Jackie's point, I think it's somewhat real, and that's why I'm still like, sometimes as I'm thinking it's real, then I'm battling like it could be at work, but somewhere in there, they're going to work together. But I think they're going to have like that business conversation where they sitting down with all the officials, all creative, and saying, hey, look, this is money, this is business. We letting y'all know right now, this is what we're planning on doing. That personal stuff, y'all can walk away from that, but we just need y'all to be professionals, because this is like big time money and draw. And I think they can work together and do that. Even Roman even mentioned like, hey, I'm not a Punk, I'm not a fan of his, but if the business is right and the time is right and we do business together, I'll do business with him. But other than that, that's it. And I think that's what we need Seth to be, if this is not a work. I mean, if it's not a work thing.
Right, yeah, that's good insight, fellas. So Monday night he comes, he makes his return and into the it's crazy. We get a pop, that the loudest pop from that I've ever heard in Chi-Town to Nashville. Obviously they had it at the end of the night. He cuts his his return promo. What do we think, boys? Griff? Yep.
I mean, it was short. It wasn't long. I mean, it was, to me, it was good. I believe some of it was scripted, all because, the length of the time of the end of the show. But you could tell he had a different look. He had a different type of happiness. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see like that strain or that frustration, or he had to like take control and go off on nobody. He just simply just made his point, made his mark, and said his statement, say how he felt, like, I'm back. And I think he made his point real clear, man. He said, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, here we go. Let's see what's up next week with you, or going forward. You know what I'm saying? But I think it was good, and it wasn't nothing like too much. And they gave him the right time slot. It wasn't too much time, and they just gave him enough time to like say what he had to say, close the show. And I think that was just a trial as well, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, your first time back on Raw in over 10 years and captivated fans. So I think that was more of a trial to see where these fans that could remember as creative. We know you got the CM Punk fans, you know what I'm saying? People that just love to chant CM Punk, CM Punk. But at the same time, putting you in this microphone to close out the show, we need to know how they're going to receive you. You know what I'm saying? We know you're going to have your CM Punk fans, but are they going to give you the heel reaction or are they going to give you the love reaction? We ain't talking about the CM Punk fans. We talking about the other ones that's not chanting CM Punk. And it sounded to me that they're giving him more of the face as it goes. So I think going forward, I think this is more of a trial to see what reaction he was going to get and where he's going to fit with his first storyline or his first journey back in WWE.
I was good with the promo, man. I saw on the internet people were pretty upset about he didn't say enough, and it's like, what do you want from him? Like, again, the internet is, Again, the internet is the internet. I saw somebody burning his AEW shirt, and it's like, are you a fan if you burning his shirt? Like, we back in LeBron days, like, you know. But as far as the, exactly, Brian. But as far as like the promo and everything like that, like. Again, I'm not a fan, so I didn't know what to expect or what to, excuse me. That's what I want to say. I'm not a fan, so I didn't know what to expect. But, we'll see what he does moving forward. Like I said, what happens next is the most important thing.
Correct.
It was totally, it was a total 180 from what I expected, because I expected scorched earth. I expected something, to send that shock value on a Monday night. But to his credit, though, it did show growth. It did show, hey, being back with this corporation. We mentioned it, guys. WWE, this is about business, and he's in the right organization with the right leadership. And I did not know that Tony Khan was that big of a slouch. There's no leadership over there. They were, the inmates were definitely running the asylum over there. And
think about it like this, bro. And I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you go.
Think about it like this, though.
I know what you're
WCW was the exact same thing.
Exactly.
And it has the WCW feel over there, right? Where it's like you don't know where creative is going. You have no clue what is actually the storylines that are happening. And it just feels unorganized, and it's just like a bunch of amateur wrestlers just like, let's just put on a show, right? Whereas like WWE is like a production, right? Like I remember my ex was laughing because she was working at Little Caesars, and Little Caesars Arena, and she was laughing at the fact that there was a rehearsal from WWE, and I was like, yes, there was. They absolutely need to make sure that everything about that show is on point so that the show can continue to be the show. Right. Whereas I don't know if AEW rehearses or anything like that. I don't know about the product, but there you can tell that there's a stark difference between the two. And now that CM Punk has made his way over here and he's saying that he is home, like it goes to show you like what wrestlers think about WWE. We feel how we feel about WWE, but it's nice to see like what the thought process is from a wrestler standpoint. All those guys over there at AEW are amateur wrestlers, or not amateur wrestlers, are, what do I want to say, guys? Independent wrestlers. Independent wrestlers. Yeah. And so that world lives over there, and that's great. But over here in WWE, you can tell it's something different. And I think CM Punk coming over here shows you exactly why.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's what he needed. That's what he needed because, and I'll tag you in, Griff, but that's what he needed. The thing that I got from it was I was on the point of showing maturity and growth. When he said, I was skeptical. I listened and I had to go back and rewind and listen to it again to make sure, was it genuine? I'm looking at him. I'm trying to figure out, is he genuine? Is he really about it? Because when he said a few things in there. He said, I'm home. And then he mentioned, he mentioned the word love, and I'm saying, okay. And the first thing I thought about when you hear the word love, I was like, okay, well, it better not be fake love. You know what I'm saying? Love is an action word. So, to your point, Jackie, let's see moving forward if you're really about the fans, if you're really about it. And he said he had to leave WWE and come back to get the most out of it. And so, we'll see. So we'll see. But I enjoyed it. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. Yep.
Yeah. Couple things. Again, and I know what you're saying about the love and everything. It's all action, and we got to see what's going forward, right? But when he left, I will be honest. I said somewhere he's going to come back, and at the end of the day, everybody who leaves, they always find a way to come back. Or when they
Right.
find out, like, hey, there's nothing else out here, or it ain't like I thought it was, they finally mature and swallow that pride and that ego, they find their way back. But credit to Triple H, let's not forget too, again, Vince was in seat. Look what happened to Bruno. Look what happened to Warrior. Look what happened to CM Punk. You put Triple H in his position. Triple H flew over the country and fought to get Bruno back. Look what happened. Same thing with Warrior. Brought Warrior back. And now here we are 10 years later bringing CM Punk back. So there's that unforgiveness. Yep. And then there's that business mindset. And then there's that thing Triple H always say, like, if kudos to him, like, he don't never get in that social media war. You could take a shot at him. He's more in the mindset saying, hey, I got business over here. I'm focused on Stamford, Connecticut. I don't care what's going on over here.
Right.
Like, you can throw all the shots that you want to, but whenever you want to come back or you feel like you're coming home, give me a call. You can hate me all you want to, but I know in the back of my mind, somewhere in this lifetime, you're going to figure it out and you want to come back home. And when you figure it out, come to my office. Let's have this conversation so you can come back in this door and come home like you belong.
And we're going to do business. And we're going to do
Right.
business.
While he was flying all over the country bringing people back, he could have flew over to me and let me know what shoes he was wearing when Ronda Rousey put him through that table during WrestleMania 35. That's all I wanted to know, bro. Like, the shoes was dope. What shoes was you wearing? Can I get a pair? Are they over $100?
Yeah.
If they are over $100, that's fine. I understand you are Triple H. You are the game. I get it. You got money. That's fine. I just wanted to know what shoes you was wearing. Sorry to get us off task, gentlemen, but it just popped back into my head. I apologize.
Man.
Let's go. That's right, Brian. Let him know. Answer the damn tweet, Triple H.
But we are ecstatic. They are, Griff, to your point, before we press on here. Great creative options. Everything's on the table. This is setting up to be, I think, one of the best manias in a long time. So, just on sheer star power. So we'll see what happens, boys. Let us in.
Before you move on, I want to say this real quick too. I know we talked about, we kind of like mentioned, like, man, what they gonna do with Royal Rumble being 2 months away? And I think we finally got that answer because CM Punk is back, Orton is back. It's so much going on. I think the month of December, these writers and producers, they gonna be working very hard trying to figure out the Rumble. Then you got
they gotta get busy.
You got Elimination Chamber in Australia. You got WrestleMania in Philly. Not just WrestleMania, but you got SmackDown Hall of Fame and Raw. You got to figure out who's gonna go in the Hall of Fame this year. Then I think you got a show in France. You got another one in Germany coming up later that year. So they're gonna be really, 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 really busy. But man, I want to mention this too, real quick for you, Move B, man. But over the last 3 months, look what this business have done, and we saw the return of Cena, the return of Rock, the signing of Jade, Logan Paul, U.S. champion. CM Punk has returned. Randy Orton is back in 18 months. All in 90 days, man. And then we're getting ready to transition to Rumble season and Mania season. Like, this is a great time to be a fan, man. I'm all here for it, bro. So
that's it, man.
Let's go.
That's it. Yes. So War Games was Chicago. Obviously, they came in full force, carried it. A great crowd. Good PLE overall. So we started the night, gentlemen, with the women's War Game match. Everybody, we all had our differences of opinions on this, and we were highly entertained watching this. So you had obviously Damage Control versus Team Bianca. So we'll do it this way. Give me your star rating of the match, and then obviously your thoughts, and we'll keep rolling. But whoever want to go first.
I think my star rating for that match was 3.5 at the time, and I think I'm gonna keep it at 3.5. Definitely
overall
for
thoughts.
that match.
Overall thoughts on the match.
It was a lot of great spots. They brought the energy. They had kicked off the momentum in the show. I believe Bailey was the MVP for me, saving and being in every
Good point.
spot to try to get that W. Unfortunately, came up short. I just feel bad for her because although she the one got pinned and gonna get the blame for the loss, the thing that's not being looked at is she saved everybody and helped everybody. Unfortunately, she had to be the one to take the pinfall in that match. But great spots from EO. Of course, we see the C walk, the West Side Connection from Kyrie to the ring.
What
That wasn't no C walk, bro. That was
I
not
know.
a C.
I'm just messing.
What the
That was
hell was that?
reflected
I don't
juju
know.
on the beat, whatever. Running man.
That was a pirate. That was a pirate running man.
I had it at a 4 until she did that. What the hell? And y'all know she was not my favorite in that whole match. I was complaining the whole time. I'm sorry, y'all. What did she? And then she came and she picked up a lid and missed everybody with the lid. She hit only people with her forearm. What happened, Kyrie? Like, you went away for a while she was wrestling. She had a title. She won a title somewhere. She was fine. She's not rusty. She is not rusty.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, well, didn't she get married or something? Did she go to like somewhere of a place of tranquility? You know what I'm saying? Like she took some time off. I think she have a baby
Like
or something like that too.
Like a week.
Okay.
When you go back to your job after a week off, are you incompetent at your job? Can you not do your job anymore? Are you incompetent at your job? No.
I still know how to do this.
You walk it?
That's real.
Do you walk in like a bushwhacker at your job? No. Do you come in that mug like a bushwhacker? No.
Bro.
You go in, you do your job, you come back out. Everybody's fine. She is not rusty.
Yes. Awesome.
Shit.
Well, that's the case, Jackie. We know what your star rating was. Then go ahead. It's on you.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, that's my only complaint about the match, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I'm now remembering some of the things that I was saying during the actual show. No, man, it was a good match. I agree with Griff. Bailey was definitely my MVP. She saved everybody and then like kind of took the L at the end. And hopefully from this, I don't want her to get like, I don't want Damage Control to attack her because of this. I want them to kind of lift her up because she did not all of the work. She did most of the work. She started the match. She saved everybody in the match at the end, right? Like she was going around. She took the spear from Charlotte and got Kyrie out the way, right? When she could have just let Kyrie do whatever. And now they got their feud from previous years, right? But she pushed her out the way and took the shot for her, right? So between her and JD McDonough, a lot of work was done. Sorry, I couldn't even get that out with a straight face. Sorry. So with her, she did a lot of work. So I don't want them to like bash her because she took the L. But it's WWE, so that's totally where we're headed. But it's just unfortunate because she did so well. So I don't know.
Good, man. 3.5. Shotzi got beat up. Yeah, you're right. She didn't kill anybody. Hey, while we on Shotzi, Trips gave, kudos to Shotzi in the press conference. So, I don't know if y'all seen that or not. But she got the rub from Trips. I thought the match was cool. I mean, it was, the pace was, like I think, Jackie, we all saw that the timing was clunky in some areas with the various spots. I rated it 3.5 because I felt that there was more there. I think there was more story to tell, as far as different spots. But they could have gave us a little more. EO obviously off the top of the cage in her the Oscar the Grouch trash can. The highlight there. But everybody had their spots. Everybody had their moments. But Bailey did what she was supposed to do on her end. Taking the bullets, but I'm going to play devil's advocate to both of you guys. There are rumblings out there to where this is actually setting her up for the face turn. She's still going to get jumped regardless, but it's going to be they're headed the direction of the face turn, possibly. And then she'll probably and go back to Griff's dream of the 4 horsewoman, possibly, coming back. So I think I would rather see that story because I think that something that still needs to be done. Obviously, they can get it done without Sasha, but that's where I can see it going.
Can they? Can they though? Like, right? Like, are we headed in the direction of 4 horsewomen, Griff? Do you think we're headed in the direction where she comes back, Sasha comes back, Mercedes comes back, and we get a fatal 4-way of some sort between all 4 of them? Because we never got that, did we?
Never got
Or am I
it.
tripping?
Never got it.
We never got it, and this could be the
Natalia in there.
start of this could be the start of her coming back if they go in that direction with the 4 horsewomen. I know Bianca's not a 4 horsewoman. It could be an angle too, like the 4 of them, and then she gets hurt or something like that. Then all of a sudden, we see Bailey do the same thing like Cody Rhodes do. Like, let me make a phone call. You made a phone call, Becky. Now let me make a phone call, and that's probably going to be her way back in. Who knows? But this could, if they go in that direction with the 4 of them and Bailey goes face and go on her own, there could be a possibility that 4 horsewoman duo can return and face that group, especially with Dakota Kai close on returning too off an injury.
To that point, man, hell, boys, y'all, if they got CM Punk back, I know Trinity and Sasha looking like, okay, let's go get this money. They gotta be thinking that now.
Here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing with that. Trinity is under contract. Sasha really is like low key open, but she private, and she teased low key like, "Hey, where I'm going next year." You know what I'm saying? So she threw out Impact, AEW, Ring of Honor, and WWE. So she basically got 4 of those on the radar. I 100% believe in my heart of hearts WWE is going to be there, all because Vince and Lauren Ninus is out the way now, and Triple H and TKO's there. Now you got Jade there, an opportunity to work with someone there. You bring CM Punk back. Oh, man, that's money. So why not? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, to answer the question, this can be that moment that we finally get to see the 4 horsewomen for the first time in action if everything goes right. But the key thing is it has to be booked right, and it has to be booked at the right time.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't just bring her back and just like throw her into the state of the women's division that it is right now, right?
Right.
What's the point of bringing her back if she's just going to be back in catering? Not to say that Sasha Banks is catering worthy, but like, what's the point of bringing her back if we're not going to write anything for her? Especially when we got like 12, 14, 15 women on Raw side that are doing absolutely nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. Talk about it.
Don't just bring her back just because we got Sasha Banks back. And same thing with CM Punk. Don't just bring CM Punk back just because we wanted CM Punk. I don't think this is a Monday Night War thing, whereas like what side you picked mattered in WWE versus WCW, right? Whereas now it's like there are a lot of people who watch AEW and WWE, and you're encouraged to watch everything. It's just we don't have an interest in what's happening over there. Yeah. So if she does go over there, that may be the interest that attracts us to maybe like catch her segments at least. But I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see, man. We're excited to see how the fallout from that coming up Friday night, gentlemen. So,
oh man, I'm gonna be in the building too. That's right.
Yep. It's in your You're in Brooklyn.
Just bought my ticket yesterday, bro.
You want to check it out?
Nice.
I'm
going. Just bought my ticket yesterday. Brian convinced me by saying, "Yeah, going to do it."
Yeah, awesome.
So I'm gonna pull up, man. Coach. Sorry.
Well, you see, you'll probably see the continued story of our boy Santos. So Santos versus Dragon Lee. What you guys think about that filler match? I thought it was crazy, but rate it and your thoughts, boys. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, if I was backstage in the podium for the NBA game, I'll say next question, please. Next question. No, man.
Basically, that's real.
Like, really, next question, please. It was just thrown up in there. I mean, it wasn't impressive to me. We all knew Santos was going to win. It was thrown together last minute. I think they tried to do a card fill, and it just wasn't. It didn't catch my attention. So next question, please.
Got you, Jackie. You in the same boat?
Yo, B just said it. I really did not care. I remember us watching it, and I don't remember a spot from the match. Not to say that it was a bad match. I just don't remember a spot from the match. With that being said, when I watched it back with the sound on, I don't remember a spot from the match. And it was just because it was simply because I didn't care. And Brian says it right. Like, I did not give a care about that match. I did not care about that match at all. And even when you inserted Carlito, I was like, oh, okay, I care a little bit. Like, this makes sense to me. I can see why they're fighting. Adding Dragon Lee to the situation. Adding Dragon Lee to the situation was just like, oh, we have like 2 really good wrestlers who probably will put on a 5-star banger if we actually let them go. Which I believe they could, but nobody cared about that match.
Nope.
Nobody cared.
No, this is a place setter for Ray. I'm in the same boat for all y'all. This is just something Santos got to hold on for dear life in his heel role. So I'm curious to see, what they're gonna do. But yep, same deal. They're not gonna. I'm with y'all. No rating.
What was the reason for the change? What was the reading for the change? Right, like why didn't we get Carlito? Carlito has been on the roster for a long time, and they have not used him at all. He was on the roster for a long time before Backlash, and they didn't. And it was like, oh, okay, finally we're going to use Carlito, and then we don't see him again for months. Now he's back, and he doesn't perform on the PLE.
Something came up. They took the injury angle, so I think he was in. Yeah, I'm tapping you in, Griff, but maybe taking the injury angle because he truly was injured. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead, Griff. He don't eat Ruffles.
You stupid.
Brother.
You are stupid.
Bro, listen, I think I got sick. I think I was getting sick. I like, when I even go to the store now and see Ruffles, I just like, my appetite just goes away. Like, I'm just tired of Ruffles. But
that's all right. I got them in my pantry
yesterday.
right now. So I got them in my pantry.
I don't know what we was watching yesterday, but Brian was like, I don't care about these Ruffles no more. He texted me yesterday, was like, bro, get these Ruffles on my screen.
Bro.
them Flame High barbecues with Jason Tatum on the front. Them we keep them in the house. And LeBron, yeah. So
I am not even going in that direction yet. I've never even, right? Cheddar and sour cream. Let's keep it simple. Cheddar and sour cream. Let's keep it simple. I don't need Jason Tatum in my house. Sorry.
Man, Ruffles partner with Rap Snacks now.
Yeah. Basically.
Used to have them back inside.
There we go. Now that's a promotion. Let's get the Rap Snacks match. When we go, we're gonna get the Rap Snacks match.
Hey, they
gotta drop a bar before you pin him.
Sponsor.
You got to drop 4 bars before you pin him. That's what we need. That's what we need a diss track from you before you can win.
Bro.
Oh shoot. But B, back to your question real quick, Coach. I think
he was injured for real. Yeah.
I don't know the real deal, but I know there was an injury angle the night before on SmackDown, and he couldn't compete no more. Than Dragon Lee went to Aldis and said, "I'll take his spot," and that's how the match ended up happening.
This move goes all the way down the aisle. It then all the way to the back, then comes through the crowd, jumps on his.
Yo, so I thought I was tripping. Y'all know I be doing any and everything while the show be on, so sometimes I miss certain stuff. But I look down, I look back up, and next thing I know, he jumping out the crowd and hitting Carlito from the back, and it was like a sneak attack. And I was like, weren't we already engaged in a battle? Like, weren't we already fighting?
Yeah, in his arm, on his arm or something like that.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a good hit. He almost hit Joey Mercury before he hit Carlito. Joey Mercury, is that the one that it is? Yeah. It might be the other dude. I'm sorry, J&J Security. He almost, Noble, yeah.
Whatever it was, it was trash.
Yeah,
right.
I like that one.
Whatever it was,
like that one.
Up next match.
That whole situation with the LWO is just like fizzling, dog. Like it is just falling apart as we speak. Right? And now
the seams.
What could have been a good faction is no longer. And we just had to break them up. Like, what was
trash.
The point? Sorry, go ahead, Coach.
Trash. All right. Our most anticipated bout of the night. Our boy Miz, the entertainer versus the wrestler versus the Gunther, the ring general. Yep. Thoughts on that, boys? Yep.
I'm gonna give that one a 3.5 and a 4. Not giving that a high rank, saying that was the best match of the night. That match was very great, all because they both exploit their skills. And we talked about the last show. The Miz had to step up and take his game to another level, which he did. and it was a match where it was done fair and square. It was done out of respect. It was done fair and square, and Gunther moved on. I really had the Miz and thought the Miz was really going to be a surprise. I mean, one of the surprises that night that he was going to dethrone Gunther, and it didn't happen. So at the end of the day, I'm still happy with the result. Gunther still move on, but it was a great match. The chemistry, the trust, the ring work, the timing of everything. That's why I gave it another 0.5 and make it a 4 for that match, because it seemed like they really, 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 really dove in and was loyal to having that match and put on a great spot for the fans.
Gotcha.
I actually enjoyed that match. I'm a fan of The Miz, but we kind of knew Gunther was going to pull this one off. But it was nice to see that Miz pulled out some of his tricks out of his bag, going with the low blow and things like that. Being Miz, right? Because we know he's a better heel.
Yep.
And at that point, I was like, oh, he's gonna win this. Like, you know, we at least I thought he was gonna pull this one off. And I know Griff, you had picked him up front, so. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. It wasn't necessarily a 5-star that we expected from Gunther, but you know, it looks like they're going to continue this feud, which is I'm happy for, because now, like, okay, we're gonna get this again, which means whatever we got before was just the appetizer. So the full plate is coming up next.
Totally on board with that. Piggybacking, I'm giving it a 3.5. Like I said, just a little notch, notch and a half below what we used to seeing from Gunther. But like I said, first time they're dancing together. But Miz still able to be, do heel things. And obviously the chemistry was there, timing. Great match overall. I'm with you, Jackie. Let's see what the full meal deal will be on this rematch. Yeah, for sure. We got Rhea. We got Mommy defending against Zoe Stark. I don't know what the hell they had going on with the war paint, but whatever.
Who scratched her?
Who scratched her? That's what I.
Thundercat.
Like what? Thundercat.
Chitara.
It was a good match, man. Like,
what you think, Jackie? Rating in your thoughts. Jack?
I thought they were gonna steal it, but I can only give it about 2.5, because it wasn't it wasn't the match that I thought it was going to be. You remember, I called for it to be the match of the night a couple times in a row, a couple weeks in a row. But it just didn't give everything I needed. But it was still a good match, so I'm gonna give it about 2.5. I enjoyed it.
Griff? I'll give it about a 2.
It's tough.
Yeah, I'll give that one a 2. Because again, when I look at a match like that, great match, great spots, but the match pretty much gave away that Rhea was automatically going to win. At least with the Miz and Gunther, you had some kind of hope, like, oh my God, the Miz could win this. I didn't have that feeling with Rhea and Zoe. It was just a matter of Zoe's going to take advantage first, and then it's just a matter of time that Rhea's going to hit her move and game over.
Yeah. So same deal. I give it 2.5. I expected more, and I don't think we're going to get a rematch. So because you got Shayna lurking, and you got Nia Jax coming, unfortunately. So
give me what I want. Not Nia Jax. Give me Shayna though. Give me what I want.
I believe Shayna will be the threat, the greater threat. But Zoe, the skill set, I think it was there just to kind of, Rhea just wanted to highlight her for a little bit. But we all knew, to your point, Jackie, we all knew Mommy was dominating, from the jump. I think what Griff said, giving it away. But 2.5. I expected more spots, but we'll see. Next in line. And of course we end the night with the with the main event, the men's War Games match. Obviously, the Judgment Day stepping in against Team Nightmare, Team Cody. Enjoyed it. Yep. So thoughts on that in the night?
My thought on this is real simple. I give that a 3.5 or 3, and between 3 and 3.5. It wasn't like the last year's War Game match. It's basically it was just spots, and then when Orton came in, it was like 5 minutes, match was over. One thing I will say I loved about the match is, and we called this, was our boy JD taking the hit. And I would have to say that's probably like top 5 RKOs of all time. Just the trust. I mean, it's the best alley-oop I ever seen in my life. And it was just so perfect, bro. Like, you just imagine you on top of that cage, and yeah, I know you got Seth, you got Sam, you got these professionals, but just that moment, you in this moment, and I just got RKO. Like, forget about winning the match. I can go back and say, yo, I got RKO, and I'm probably one of the top RKOs from Randy Orton of all time. Like, he literally like didn't show no fear. He just like what's the Lion King music in the beginning? Nah, 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 nah. That's all you saw, slow motion. Nah, nah, nah. Boom. And bro, but it was just so great because, like, if you even watch Balor and Dane, although they were down, you kind of look and they was like, they kind of gave that the respect to JD, like, man, that's good. But Jay was hype, Cody was hype, Randy was hype. It was almost like you throw the alley oop to Brent, you know what I'm saying? Brent do this fancy through the leg 360. We all hype. We like, yo, and bro, like,
how many years ago was that, Jackie? We was doing.
Listen, I tried to go through my legs the other day. Y'all saw the video.
Yeah, we
it was
saw,
a struggle.
we saw
okay?
the video.
People was calling me out. That's only a 9-foot rim. Bitch, you come do this. I'm sorry. We off task. I'm sorry.
No, but yeah.
No.
Great RKO. But no, great RKO though, for sure. Yep.
Yeah,
that wasn't even the spot that jumped out to me. Like, Griff, you brought up last year's War Games, and I think last year's meant so much more because of the emotion that was tied to the Bloodline storyline.
Yep.
True.
We're tired of this group, and correct me if I'm wrong when I say this, but like, this is the same group that's been main eventing Raw or whatever for the last however many weeks. And so when you put all of them back into this big cage, it's like cool, but it's like it's the same thing that we've been seeing. Not to say that it was a bad match. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the spot that jumped out to me the most was not even in the ring. When they first came out and Drew first came out and like was standing there, and then Judgment Day comes out, and now you got Damian Priest standing across from him and they're staring at each other. That was dope. But I think the part for me that made it that much better were the minions of Finn Balor, JD, and Dominic, and how they were staring at Drew. And it's like, hey, if we got some problems, we can handle it right here, right now, in this small cage, if that's what you want, right? And so just, like, even that got me invested into the match just a little bit more, right? And like last year, Bloodline, like, let's go Bloodline, all of that things. But this, that got me invested just to see, like, okay, there's still a whole bunch of tension across the board. It's not not Judgment Day, just, just teaming up with Drew just because, but there's still a lot of tension in this situation, and it could go either way at this point. So that's the part that kept me entertained.
Yeah.
But 2.5, Coach.
2.5. Possibilities are endless. I'll give it 3.5 because obviously you brought up the same point I was going to bring up. The storytelling was phenomenal at the beginning. It still let us know that hey, there's feuds and stories all over the place in this cage. You know what I'm saying? Let's just pay attention.
Yeah.
And that, which is what we've been saying the last few weeks. That's the purpose of War Games. Bringing the feuds out of that cage, and let's roll. Going into the next PLE. But yes, storylines were captivating. Seeing the spots, obviously, everybody, JD, Dom taking it, doing what they're supposed to do.
Dom was MVP for me, bro.
Getting shitted on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
but
when he was doing the three amigos, and then they just they stomped him out. Best spot of the night for me, or excuse me, of that match at least.
Of that match for sure. Yeah.
That didn't involve JD getting RKO'd off the thing. Yeah, I think I had to say that.
Yeah. So that's my rating there, and then Orton obviously keeps it a little high for me. Him coming out looking. I talked about it today. Yeah, I'm going to shoot him. He's gonna watch this, but we talked about it at work today. He said, "I don't like to mention the word that begins with an S. It ends with OH, but
No, stop.
I'm joking,
No.
bro. I'm joking. We was bullshit. But here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. It was to see him in that phenomenal shape, to come back, looking jacked, And then this leads me to my next segue here. Randy, are we excited to see him back? 2 questions. Are we good to see him? Good to see him back. And do you think his return was overshadowed by CM Punk?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Of course, Greg. Y'all know that's my spoiler. Knew that was gonna happen, so I'm great on that one. Don't know how many points I got fantasy for that spoiler, but I'll take it.
Not enough.
Yeah, I'll take it. But
Not enough.
absolutely. I still believe it was overshadowed again. No hard feelings. I mean, I got no control of that. But you have someone that's been away from 18 months. And then I was thinking too, and maybe y'all can jump on this too. I was thinking they could have did this story a little bit different now, because now watching it, it was almost like you should have had the 4 go in, kind of like how they did KO in 2019. Don't even announce him on Raw and Grand Rapids, because we was heated for that, because we was all expecting him to walk out in the aisle, and he didn't. So it's like, what was the purpose of announcing? And then here it is, you know what I'm saying? But then they were still probably factoring the CM Punk thing too. Who knows? But I felt like watching it back, they should have just did the 4 and just left everything a mystery. Made everybody think it was CM Punk. But then Orton music hit, there it was, you know what I'm saying? It was perfect. And then, of course, CM Punk come back later. Everybody got what they want. We got Orton back and we got CM Punk back. But yeah, I definitely think Orton moment was like taken, because, man been out for 18 months, has been in the company, and y'all hyped up this return, and all of a sudden, once that music hit, guess what? Everybody forgot about Orton just in that moment. Because CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Yeah. I think for me, I'm excited for Randy to be back. Let me answer that first question. Yes, I'm excited for him to be back, and the RKOs are going to come in abundance now. Do I think it was overshadowed? I'm going to say no, because I'm looking at it 2 different ways. Number one, Randy coming back was the WWE return. CM Punk coming back was the internet return.
Yep.
Right?
Good point. Great point.
Saying that Randy Orton was coming back needed to be said because everybody was talking about CM Punk. And it's like, I know what you're thinking as far as like CM Punk fans, but like from a WWE standpoint, hey, this guy over here that's been out for 18 months is kind of still our guy, right? He's kind of still a big deal in our company. And so we're gonna shoot over here and say this guy is coming back. Y'all go ahead and talk about the other guy on the internet. We're not going to say anything about him at all until it's time for him to come back. So when I say the WWE return, that was for the different spots that they did and everything like that. That was for WWE. CM Punk coming back in the way he did, that was for the internet, I believe. Because even though it was talked about, it was never announced, right? And Cody was announced, not announced. I'm sorry. Cody was definitely talked about so much more than CM Punk. Like everybody knew Cody was coming back. Everybody knew Randy was coming back. So you kind of had to announce that one. CM Punk coming back, everybody was like, no, that's not happening. There's no way. People inside WWE, no, that's not happening. We done had so many conversations about that here at WWE. It's not happening, right?
They swerved everybody.
Yeah. But again, if it makes sense to put people in the seats, then, it makes sense. Somebody said this earlier that was the loudest pop. I've only heard one other one that was louder, and that was John Cena in Detroit when he wasn't supposed to be there. That pop, I was with Jamie, I want to say, and maybe somebody else that night. But that pop was ridiculous.
It was us 3.
Yeah. We were at, that's right. We were at Joe Louis. That's right.
Yep.
That's when we were asleep.
Bro.
Yeah,
that was a rough night.
It was. But yeah, I think his return was WWE. CM Punk's return was for the internet. So, but I think it's good for best for business. I think it's good for WWE for sure.
You got to say it in your Triple H voice.
I didn't want to say it. That's why he still ain't told me where them shoes at. So
no, hey, gentlemen, I thought it was done brilliant. Nobody. This is the apex predator, man. You can't overshadow him. You know what I'm saying? So it's, to great point, Jackie. This is still WWE's guy. He clearly he's ready to put in work because of the way he out there looking like a stack.
Brother didn't He didn't put them 18 months to work. I will say
he didn't
that.
put it to work. Yeah, he making sure he don't have any back problems with that. So he looking stacked, bro. But yeah,
and I guess he answered your question, Brian. Sorry, Coach. I hate to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I guess he answered your question about whether or not he can do his finisher, because you definitely got that one done.
Right.
Definitely got that one done.
He gonna be passing them joints out like Oprah. He said, "You gonna RKO?
Boy.
You gonna RKO? You gonna?"
Hey, on Monday night though. On Monday night, was anybody else praying for it like I was? Was anybody else praying for him to RKO Rhea Ripley when she got into the ring?
For sure.
Immediately when her music hit.
That was going to be where I was going next, boys. So
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. Great flow. It's coming. It's coming. But this was the first time. Hey, he said the one line, and y'all go ahead and say it. Hey, Griff, go ahead.
Yep.
That line was classic. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on that promo to open up Raw yesterday.
Daddy's back.
Yeah, Monday.
But man, here's the thing. Here's the person I want to bring up here. I want to bring up our boy, this guy right here.
Oh Lord.
Here's the reason why. I'm gonna bring up two things. After the match was done at War Games, he had the opportunity to stand next to Randy, raise his hand. He told Sammy, "No, you get right here. I'm moving this way, bro."
He did that switch.
Slid over.
He did that switch.
Hey, any moment, here it was.
That brother slid over.
But listen, I don't care how good Randy Orton is. The number one rule of law: don't ever trust a snake. And Orton, and you see Jimmy try, hey man, like that was back then, buttering up, hey, we good. Trust me, Don. Jay, I love you, bro. But your RKO is coming, Don.
It's coming.
Orton made his point. He said,
it's coming.
I'm coming after everybody. And although, and now here's a good story. Although Solo was not involved, I can see an Orton and Solo story and match coming real soon in the near future. But he's going to go through one by one in that bloodline. We're going to see Roman and Randy somewhere real soon. I won't be surprised if Orton, remember, he's not entitled to Raw, technically. He was just scheduled to appear. I won't be surprised on one of these weeks, if not in Brooklyn and Friday night, he making a surprise appearance and makes his statement, and hey, I'm back. Because you got to think too, Raw is too star loaded right now. You got Judgment Day, you got Orton, you got Cody, you got CM Punk. Somebody got to make that shift to SmackDown. I think Orton's going to make that shift and start that angle with the bloodline.
No doubt.
I'm good for him coming after the bloodline. I think I'm good for that, especially if it leads to him and Roman at some point, wherever it may be. That's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
I don't even know who I would root for in that situation, but that's going to be a good match if that's to take place. Yeah. So
vengeance on his mind. It's not. Yeah, it's coming. He said it. He said, "Hey, I'm coming after the bloodline." But yeah, to your point, to our how the way he handled Rhea, he basically said like, "Look," he said, he said, me and Cody basically we the faces of this show. Right? Don't get it twisted. He said, y'all been having y'all fun, but we know who really runs. Runs Monday night. It's the faces of the company. I can now put those guys in the upper echelon of WWE. Romans, your Codys, your and now Randy, back. So that he kind of had to let her know, hey, know your place, know your role. Like, this is what I'm here. This is know your place. But yeah, I think he's definitely coming. He's definitely coming after everybody in the bloodline. And Jay just had me cracking up. Hey, you weren't talking about me, were you? Hey, we ain't got no beef. Just Jay just kissing up, making sure he don't get his ass kicked. So I just thought that was.
It's coming.
I thought that was funny.
Coming, bro.
I thought that was funny, but yeah.
They can dab up all you want to, Dot. We know Orton too long. Like, how many times we seen him? Yeah. I mean, luckily, he didn't catch his old boy who ain't no longer there no more, Riddle, by the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's coming. Yeah. And and I don't want to waste breath on him, but
oh Lord,
what was the purpose of that tweet for? Like, bro, like
you saw that?
Yeah, like what? Why?
You saw that? Come on,
He
bro.
made himself
that
look
was
even
petty.
more.
You're not even relevant, bro. Come on,
Right.
man. You're
Come
not even
on,
relevant.
man.
He made himself look even more stupid after sitting down.
Yeah. Between him and Ryback, did you see what Ryback said?
Bro,
No,
I don't
I didn't see
follow
what.
right
No, what
back.
did that fool? What did that fool say?
Man,
Ryback
bro.
said he was going. I'm
Bruh.
sorry. Ryback said he was going to retire from professional wrestling if CM Punk returned.
All right. Well, you've been retired.
So therefore, I'm not watching wrestling no more, and Ryback's not wrestling no more.
Right.
So me and Ryback, we're done with wrestling. Apparently.
Yeah, you've been retired. Ain't nobody right. What promotion? What promotion was he in? He was doing podcasts and.
I don't know, bro. The big guy,
Man,
the big guy is eating somewhere
this
though.
trash out of here, bro.
The big guy
No
is being fed
comment.
somewhere else.
Yeah. So there's two more highlights of Monday night. The fallout from the cage going into Monday night. You look at Drew snapping on Seth. I'm here for it. I don't. Is it a? It's a heel turn. Like people are truly booing him now, but he's still allowed to be himself. He's still got the crowd in limbo, which I think that's brilliant story writing. What do you think? What you think about that segment?
It was a great segment. Again, you gotta look at it from this thing. I look at it from this standpoint too. They're doing this too because it needs to be continued. Drew never got his rematch because right after he lost to Seth, here come this whole Judgment Day War Game story about to happen too. So we really didn't get that rematch and that finish and that closing mark on that story. But another reason too, I think this is happening right now too, which is perfect in my eyes, is you're keeping that distraction. You keeping this whole Seth and CM Punk. I think that's what reason why everybody was tuning in to Raw. Not more CM Punk returning, but what is Seth going to say? Is Seth and CM Punk going to run into each other? I think that's what the anticipation was. But I think this is great because you're letting Seth and Drew have their thing, and then you have CM Punk this way. But Drew really needs this and get back in his footing at heel. And I think it's, again, Drew is a magnificent heel. He don't need to practice it and work on it. I think right now the challenge is you have those Drew fans that still cheering for him while he's going on this heel run and trying to figure out how we can get everybody from cheering to start booing and get on this heel bandwagon with him.
Right. Because totally threw me off. Yep.
I don't know if he's going heel, if he's going face, or where he's headed. Not to backtrack, but I don't know where Randy is headed either. Like there's nothing been established that he is a face in this situation, right? Like, yeah, he had a face night because it was his return, and like it made sense that he was nostalgic while he was on the rope, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think from Drew's standpoint, I agree with you that he's in limbo, and it's like we don't know which way he's headed or which way he's gonna go.
Right.
And this goes back to this 2 months that we basically got, right? There's a lot of time to tell some story here, and you can really, really build up some heat or really build up a face during this time. Not just main event guys, but please, WWE, please go get Shotzi and all of them out of catering and do something. Like, as much as I dislike Shotzi, like, come give her something to do, right? Like, there's so much time in these next 2 months to build up something. And so Drew is in a space where he can pick and choose any way he wants to go at this point. He can fight Judgment Day, and we would all be like, "Yeah, that makes sense." He could go after Jay, and we'd be like, "Yeah, that still makes sense," right?
Right.
So he can pick and choose his opponent right now, and to me, I would still be interested in it so much more than Dragon Lee and Santos from before, right? Because Drew is actually telling his story and telling why the things he's doing matters.
Yeah, everything he's doing with precision. And that I was like, oh, as soon as he said Jey Uso, I saw Jey Uso. I saw the face and the reaction. I said, well, here come another ass whooping. And so yeah, the crowd is booing him, but it's kind of like, you still got the diehard Drew McIntyres that's still clapping, that's still with him. That's just where wrestling is these days. So they're gonna be with him regardless. But yeah, I figured that was where
And I
we're
think
headed
you have
with
to play
that.
off that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where that hybrid comes from. That's where Seth made his money during the pandemic. Remember when he
That's
was
true.
the
Monday Night Messiah.
Thank you. When he was, I can't remember shit. When he was the Messiah, that was a heel persona, but yet I loved it. I loved
it was
everything
great.
about it, right?
It was
And
great.
it had some face tendencies to it. So they've created this hybrid of being able to kind of sit in that middle section.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Drew is right now. Sorry, Griff. Go ahead.
Oh no! I was just listening to what you were saying. But you know what? I thought about this too Monday in that direction too. Cause I did feel some warm boos, even on Seth's side. When he cut that promo before Drew came out there. Because and here's my question: I'll just start there to you guys too. Because of CM Punk return, does this also change the complex of not that Seth is being forced or have to, but because of the CM Punk fan base and everything that's going on and him being back, CM Punk doesn't necessarily have to be in the feud with Seth right now, but because of his return and the impact of his return, can this get to a point where Seth is going to start sliding to a heel? Not saying Seth is like doing it or a creative is doing it, but because of the fan base of Punk coming back in the Impact, now they're going to say, "Hey, we're okay. That's old now. What's next? You know what I'm saying? What's next? We're tired of this now." And then could that easily put him back in the heel motion just because of this fan base?
Nah, I don't think it's enough, man. He's got it. Well, you can tell on Monday night. They're on the promo Monday night. It's they they were back and forth. They were singing the song. Some were saying the chants, but nah, it's not enough to get them back in that direction. This is what true wrestling connoisseurs and fans will want to see. This is going to be a dream match that they're going to have to wait for. It's gonna happen, but no, it's not enough to answer your question. It's not enough to turn them. Seth will be just fine in this feud. Yeah, not enough.
Think about when Cody came.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Seth didn't have to be a heel when Cody came.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed in his role. He stayed the person that he is right now. He stayed that that flamboyant person or whatever role or persona he's trying to play right now. And it didn't need to be a face situation or face heel situation, right? And so I think kind of the same thing here. There's some tension, right? There's some tension in this situation. Real, fake, whatever, shoot, work, whatever. There's some tension, and that's enough. Neither one of them has to be a heel in this situation for me for this to work. And just that tension enough makes it work. I think the heel face thing, you have to do that to keep the ship going, right? Or the train rolling. But in this situation, it is two people who do not like each other. It is well known across the world that they do not like each other, both in the ring and outside the ring. But yet they need to figure out how to work together and keep each other safe, first of all, and produce a great match so that we're entertained. That's enough drama in itself for you to give me a great WrestleMania match. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think he has to be heel. I don't think Punk has to be heel or face in this situation. Punk can come out and talk his shit and not change either way. He don't slide face or slide heel, but he says enough that him and Seth are going to collide and it's going to be great.
Similar to the money match, y'all think? Is this a decent comparison? Similar to Once in a Lifetime with Rock and John, as far as star power and not necessarily heel face.
I think Rock and John was different because Cena. No, yeah, you said John. Cena was so hell bent of the company and why the Rock ain't coming back, but Cena, we found out later, was being petty, pushing the Rock button, and when he found out the Rock really wasn't who he thought he was, it changed everything. and there's a mutual respect there. So the beef was there with Cena. It wasn't like The Rock and Cena was beefing. It was more Cena was beefing with The Rock versus you have two other individuals that have like a real deal hate beef. Cena didn't have a hate beef against The Rock. He had more of a beef like, hey, you claim you the great one and you love this business. Why you don't come and visit us? Why you don't come say hi? Why you don't never show up for this and show up for that? And he didn't understand that
it was getting close over that year, though. Yeah, it was getting close over that year.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I was just making a simple. I was just saying, all right, can y'all compare this to?
But I will say this.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Griff.
Oh, I was gonna say real quick too. I will say, in their personal beef at that time, Cena and The Rock didn't go too low beyond the belt to insult each other. Like there was some real shots hitting, but Cena didn't go below the belt where like he started making shots on his family and The Rock vice versa. They didn't get to the point where, okay, I know this is something personal, sensitive he on. I'm not going to hit it unless he strikes me first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where these two, they don't care. They hit below the belt and everything else. So,
But also with that, look at where The Rock and John are now.
Right.
I don't think both Seth and CM Punk go to that level. Right?
No.
Like Seth has the potential to be like I know he's in a Marvel movie or whatever. Like he has potential to start his acting career or whatever, but he's not going to be Rock and John Cena. The reason that Rock and John Cena worked as well as it did is because of the popularity of both stars.
Right.
And Rock was already like, Rock did his thing in WWE, obviously. Then he did his thing in Hollywood. So like his stardom was a whole different type of stardom at that point because I think about one of my friends that's back in Saginaw that has no interest in wrestling, but yet she carries around a big 6'4" like cutout of The Rock. So like that's a whole different like fandom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think CM Punk, like when you go outside of wrestling world, not too many people are like, yeah, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Right. So So to answer your question, Coach, this is not the same level. Those two aren't the same stars that John and The Rock were.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I had the potential, we'll get there. Like you said, Jackie, we got 2 months to figure it out. Putting a bow on it, Survivor Series, PLE success, Chi-Town. Gentlemen, what was the match of the night? We can come together as a consensus here, and just I think I've got an obvious one, but whoever wants to go first.
Santos and Dragon Lee, of course.
Sorry, garbage.
Griff, what you think? I'm sorry.
Turn the team.
My bad.
The women, the beginning, the women was for me.
That's your match of the night? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay. I give it to the men, actually. I give it just because of the different pops, but I can understand what Griff is saying, but yeah, I give it to the men.
Yeah. I'm the same boat. The men, edges, they edge out the women slightly. So I'll give it to the men's War Game match as my match of the night. For sure.
Okay.
But yeah, man, great. Everything.
War Games.
Yeah.
That has implications, gentlemen. That has implications, but we'll come back to that at the end of the show and discuss those implications. You got to throw out your vote too, just in case we need to break a tie or something like that. We'll look for your vote back there as you do that. But Coach, man, we appreciate you pushing us through the recap, man. Thank you for that. And let's go on to the power rankings now, man.
I would say rankings. Favorite part of the show.
The power rankings need to shift. And
Santos may make his way up now.
You cannot do that. Ain't
no
way.
He ain't get on that list with that damn Aladdin rug he had coming to the.
I'm here for the legato, though. That's the thing, bro. I'm all for the legato. Thank you, B. All right, Brian votes men's as well.
Men's
so
match
yes,
of the night.
match of the night, men's. Who got that pin? Who got the pin of the men's match? Oh, now nobody knows. Ain't that a bitch? Now when
we know who got the pen. You just want us to say it. We know who you got.
It ain't even my person. That's not even my person. I don't have that person. Or do I?
You did. Yes, you do. You got Cody.
Do I?
Yes.
Ain't that I promise.
Yes.
I promise this is not a petty moment. I promise this is not a petty moment. I promise this is not a petty moment.
I feel you knew, fool.
Legitimately, I thought Coach had him. I'm not gonna lie. I was asking because I was gonna throw it to Coach and be like, all right, you got points out of it. But damn. I guess my fault.
No, because
I thought,
I thought my boy Randy was gonna get that pen, but he said, "No, this your daddy match, man. Go ahead and have
Passed it off. Passed it off.
That's it.
Passed it off. All right. Let's jump to the power rankings, man. I'm sorry, I've been trying to pull this up the entire time that we were just going back and forth. But let's go to the power rankings as things need to shift. At 1 sits Gunther, 2 Seth, 3 Roman, Rhea 4, EO 5, Dom, LA Knight, Solo, Shinsuke, and Jimmy pull up the rear.
Okay.
Okay. So who needs to move? Who needs to go where or whatever?
This is
the first thing that jumps out to me is Shinsuke, right? Like Shinsuke attacked Cody.
Yep.
Shinsuke
wasn't worth highlighting on the recap, but we here.
Totally. No, you're absolutely right.
I don't like.
I'm bringing this up because I want him out the power rankings.
I agree. Let's do it.
Is it time for Cody to finally get a spot on the top 10?
No.
What has he done? Not to say that not to say that you're wrong. I just want to know what has he done. Like, convince me is what I'm saying. Or are you just like asking?
I'm just asking.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Guys, I'm confused, man. I don't understand why they're stepping into this feud right now. That's just dumb. But oh well.
These two?
Yeah, Cody and Shinsuke. That was dumb. I don't know. I don't understand.
Nah, man. I like it. And here's why. Maybe I can convince you. Here's why.
Okay.
First of all, Cody is at the height of his popularity right now. Shinsuke needs to get back up in that direction, right?
True,
and why not go up against the guy that's probably from a popularity standpoint, probably the hottest guy right now, right?
True.
Would y'all agree on that? I'm not saying like he needs to be like number 1 on the power rankings. No, but I would say like from a popularity standpoint, he's the hottest. Like him and LA Knight. LA Knight, right? LA Knight on SmackDown. Him here.
And I'm probably on my soapbox because of the timing, maybe. Because I know we don't have any PLEs to Rumble, so I'm just trying to figure it out. It kind of, I guess maybe because I'm confused.
This will probably be done in a couple Raws.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha.
But who's to say? Like, I know we're asking for the PLEs, and I know we're not gonna get one for another 2 months. But who's to say like Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown can't be like extremely good like shows because they know they're not going to PLEs, right? So we can get title defenses on Raw and SmackDown that would have been on the PLE, but like consistently over the next couple weeks, right? Like it had, man. This is a really good time for wrestling, fellas, and I keep saying this. Like, this could really take off if done right. Yeah. Like, this could be a really hot time, and like this could lead to a really, really good WrestleMania. But it has to be done right. I'm looking at it now again. Does it change? I know I said the thing about Shinsuke, but like, who would step into his place? Cody and Sammy and all of them have been so tied up into this tag team thing that we can't put them on the power rankings. So does it change?
And this single, EO deserves to stay because she had more spots in there.
I think the top five is legit still.
EO deserves to stay because of her spot over Kairi Sane, and she She did more.
And truth be told, Solo and Jimmy, they could go a couple of weeks off break. They on PTO.
Right. Yeah.
I think they probably come back Friday night.
Yeah, I expect to see them here in Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. They have to be here. Gotta have to be here.
Man.
I didn't see if they were advertised, but I
so
assumed.
To your point, Jackie, you said you just justified I feel a little bit better after hearing your explanation on why the feud could be good. So if that's the case, then we can make a case on, Shinsuke staying then because of that explanation.
Yeah, after saying that he needed to come out, I'm now thinking of, now we have to replace him. And I know I ask these things of you guys all the time. It's like, when we make changes, who are we putting in? So I was trying to hold myself accountable in that sense as well, because now I don't know who to bring in, because Cody hasn't done enough. Damian and all of them have been so wrapped up into Cody and them that we can't get them into the power rankings. You know what I'm saying? Like, Damian is doing really well. It's just he's so wrapped up with with the tag, right? Yeah. So it's like he has to be over on the tag rankings. But I think this is our 10.
Question. I know one person that can jump in, but my question is, because I have not been watching the full SmackDown episodes, and maybe y'all can help me out. But what has Kevin Owens? I know he's been battling back and forth with Grayson. Okay, I saw the head go like this. So, okay. I just thought of that.
Not enough. That's all.
Not
He's
enough.
done
It's
stuff.
coming though. It's
not
coming
enough.
It's coming.
Yeah.
He's interacting with Theory, and he's interacting with A-Town Down Under. There we go.
Right.
And so they're doing stuff, and it's entertaining, but it's not better than what Jimmy is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so this, right? If anything, I would flip Shinsuke. No, I'm sorry. I'm speaking out of turn. Y'all speak up. Y'all say something.
No. You flip Shinsuke for Jimmy, right? That's where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely cool with 9 and 10 flipping. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Griff, what's your thought on that?
No, I'm with it.
We're doing tags tonight, right? Because we need to let loose on we need to let it rip on the Profits.
Ooh.
So
let's go there, man. Let's talk about it.
The Profits already out. Profits ain't even in there no more.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
Even in there. So they're irrelevant.
Yeah,
they're irrelevant in this. But let's go there, man. Like, what?
Yo,
wait. Let's finish off this list. We good with 9 and 10 flipped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then everybody else.
I think after Friday, 8 and 7 gonna swap too.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cause again, like you said about Shinsuke, someone got to get Solo catapulted up too. Especially coming up, because like after you beat Cena, they really ain't done much.
Hey,
after that, like you supposed to be like.
Let me tell you who gonna catapult him. Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's slowly becoming a Paul Heyman guy.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about that. Like, he hasn't said a word. Paul Heyman's doing all the talking for him. Paul Heyman doesn't just talk for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be a Paul Heyman guy, like, that means something. When that camera cut to Roman sitting next to Paul Heyman, we knew exactly what that meant. We was like, oh, this is different. Shit has changed. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's speaking for Solo. And so I don't think Solo necessarily needs a particular opponent. I think Solo's about to go on a run where he beat the hell out of everybody. And that's gonna be enough.
Point. Yes, he has to.
I think that's gonna be enough.
And you know who this remind me of? It's gonna remind me of my man in Umaga. Same way.
Yes.
Umaga went on that run.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're
literally trying to mirror that.
His finisher, the all of that is Umaga. So yep. So other than that, everybody else stays the same, right?
Okay, so that makes sense. Let's leave it at that.
Cool.
9 and 10 changed because we believe Jimmy is doing a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke has done enough to stay on the list because him and Cody are getting ready to go at it. Cody will probably make his way up here, and we'll start to see how things go from there. Okay. All right, let's do the tag now. And then got a little bit access
Creed
to that
brothers,
one.
man.
Ooh.
Yeah,
right,
let's
you've
go
been
ahead and
calling
get them on.
brothers.
Let's go ahead and get them
You've
on,
been
bro.
calling
Ain't
for
no
them.
ifs, ands, or buts
Creed
about
brothers,
it.
man. Them boys nice.
Steiner Brothers 2.0.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all. I'm not hating at all. I agree with you guys. I thought they were good down in NXT. I wanted them to keep the Diamond Mine moniker, but that's okay. We'll take that. We'll take whatever we can get. But I agree with you guys. So yeah, I am a fan. It's just, what are we moving in or what are we moving out? Because currently, as you can see, we have Finn Balor and Damian Priest, Judgment Day at number 1. The brothers that are struggling are Imperium. They're at number 2.
Yeah.
New Day is somehow at number 3. That's wild to me. I think that's your pick for moving out. 4 is Alpha Academy, who can also be moved out because they're no longer a tag team. And 5 is Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Well,
so where do we go?
Wait. You said Alpha's not a. Oh, Chad's getting ready to go on a singles run. That's right. And
So
it's Tozawa and Otis now. It's Tozawa and Otis now.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Which makes sense to me. Yep. Another good faction. Let's go.
Okay. I'll be real, because y'all know what's coming. No.
Struggling, bro.
No, because okay.
Go ahead and talk about it.
David Priest, 1. Number 2, Piper and Chelsea.
I support this decision.
Number 3, I'll put my boys the Creeds up there, and Imperium number 4, and then we just find out who number 5.
I don't think the New Day is that bad to move them all the way out. But is there a tag team that's doing better?
Nope.
I think
DIY is trash
5.
right now. DIY is trash.
It's definitely not the Street Profits. Jeez. Who did they even lose to?
They
lost to Damon, which we don't understand Damien. Why they put that match together.
That's what. Yeah, Yep. All right, we here.
That's right.
We here. So 5 is who do we say for 5?
I say
somebody
New Day there.
It was somebody that was in that turmoil match. Okay. All right. New Day.
Who was in the turmoil? Let's name who was in the turmoil. New Day, Creed Brothers.
New Day's Creed Brothers. Jinder Mahal's boys.
Yeah, they got a weird name now. I don't know how to say their name.
It starts with an I. Indy, yeah.
Sorry, guys. This no offense whatsoever, but I just don't know how to say it. And then who was the last group, Griff?
Imperium. Was it Imperium? Tozawa and Otis.
Yeah. Indusher. Okay. Thanks, Wiseman.
There we go. We appreciate you, brother.
And DIY.
Damn, how many? It was the 6. That's right. Yeah, okay. That wasn't a bad match. I enjoyed that. The turmoil. I enjoyed that. Yeah. That was good. I think we leave it at the New Day then, because I don't think anybody else from that match did enough to say, come join this list over the New Day.
Yeah. Two tag teams that can't get the training wheels off. It's DIY because of, man, I was online. They had me, man, this internet troll had me rolling. They said Johnny Gargano got as much personality as a can of paint or something like that. Something, man.
It's hard, bro.
It was something like...
the knock against him, the knock against him early on was that he was small, right? And the thing about Shawn Michaels was small, but Shawn Michaels had the personality to go with it.
Too much, ton of personality. Yep.
Too much, right? Yeah. And so I agree with y'all. He does need to step it up, but they're ring guys. They're not, and they're indie guys, right?
Yeah.
They're those guys that can go and put on a 45-minute match, and entertain. But somehow, some way, they're gonna have to figure it out on the
key word
mic.
you just said right there, Jackie, entertain. That's what some of these guys lack coming in from the indies. They got to get that part of it.
Yeah. Why don't they just go ahead and put them with Candace and Indy? Let them go with the Way, and then move on. Like that's a good faction. At least that'll be entertaining at some point.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. I'm pulling
the
at
most
straws.
disappointing. Yeah, and let's all chime in here, boys. But you already know we've been off our soapbox the last month, about 4 episodes straight. And this was the first week. I'm like, man, I done got off the train, and it pains me to say. But what the hell is going on with our boys, man? This could have been epic. This could have been the most epic storyline known to man, and it's just been totally fumbled. I'm disappointed, man.
Like I said, when they came out Friday, I was done because there was not even an effort. It's like once they came out, you start trying to high five, and then you catch yourself like, oh, I can't high five you no more. Like you that right there, I just knew with the complexity of what it's going to be. I want the best for them, and then right now, I know we keep saying it takes time, but we've been saying it takes time since September. What, Payback around that time when they first broke the scene? They went heel the night before SummerSlam, back on that Friday night before SummerSlam. Here we are going to December, and for crying out loud, LWO's breaking up, and they defeated y'all a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they went full circle in their storyline.
Yeah, it should be the other way around. You should have destroyed and beat up the LWO to get them frustrated to break up. Not let Ray injury and Santos, cause him to break
over. Like, never heel turn. Never really.
Oh my God, bro.
But I got a question. Is it possible and is it time that they go down south to Florida and go to NXT and work on this craft and try to figure it out?
No. They're gonna go face before that, Griff. It's too. They in too deep. They're gonna go back face before that happens.
Unless they going back down there and they beating motherfuckers up in the parking lot or something. Like, okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I'm start. Good with that. You gotta have a start.
Great question, Brian. Great question. What of all these factions that are functioning right now and doing well and finding their footing, why is it that it looks like this faction can't even get off the ground? And it's the pieces are right there. And we're not asking for immediate success. We're not saying immediately these guys got to go to the top. No, we're saying give us a win, make the heel turn make sense.
Yes.
And
yes.
And give us something good. I don't know, man. I was highly disappointed with the situation because it's it was unnecessary. They shouldn't have won the number one contenders match. If this is what we were gonna do, why give them the number one contenders match?
They're
not a full heel.
That was a death nail to them by getting booked in that match. We talked about it Saturday watching. Yep, that was it. Yep.
You put them into that match, and who's the face? Are they faces in that match now?
Right.
Because Judgment Day is 100% heel. They've been healed. They've been interrupting folks back in the 90s.
That's
100% heel. That's 100% heel. What is Street Profits doing? Are we the face in that situation? Or because it's not a hybrid situation. You're not as good as Seth in that sense.
No.
To be a hybrid where you can play both sides of the road. You're not doing that. So what are we actually doing?
They don't even know how to be heels, so it can't count as hybrid because they don't even know how to be heels.
Yeah, because we haven't seen anything heelish.
Nothing.
We haven't seen anything heelish. All I'm not going to slap your hands or whatever. That's whack. Like,
for the viewer,
as corny as wrestling is, let's be
Bro.
honest, as corny as wrestling truly, truly, truly is, when you get down to the bare nuts and bolts, that is whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Listen,
Come on.
for our new viewers who haven't seen our deep conversations about what this potty has really been based on, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know, Wise Man just said the question. I just don't think they want to tread down that path in the past with the Nation of Domination. I think they don't just the corporation I'm not making this about race. I'm not even taking it there. But let's just call the facts what it is. I just don't think they want to fool with what happened in the past with those previous factions.
Let me ask this though. Let me ask this. What is there to be scared of? What is there to be scared of?
Ask that.
Montez is a future world champion, and it is 100% happening. Right?
Shining. Like he's a star.
They have the reality show.
He's a star. They
have the reality show, and moving forward, that he's going to be the guy at some point. Angelo Dawkins is going to do great in the mid-card situation when he does go in that direction.
Yep.
And then you have Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is getting a face pop every time he comes out.
Every time. They love him.
They are screaming his name.
They love him.
So what I'm saying is, like, what are you afraid of? You have a world champion, a future world champion, and probably a future intercontinental champion, all in the same faction. That's what I see. And to be honest with you, that's fact. And you tell me that this faction can't get off the ground and like make sense? Like, do something that makes sense. Please attack somebody, attack anybody. We called for y'all to attack Shotzi last week. Attack Michael Cole. Find Teddy Long. Somebody. Go kill somebody.
Then after you jump me, you're gonna go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker.
And now we have to, because we're a heel, and it makes sense that now we jump somebody and now we gotta go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. Right? Like, that makes sense to me. Getting a title shot against the Judgment Day before a big pay-per-view, you know they're not gonna win that. Right. What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? That would be a good time to build up another tag team that is not as popular as the Street Profits are, and like give them a shot.
That's right.
And it's like, maybe they have a chance. Like, this is a Cinderella story. That wasn't a Cinderella story with the Street Profits. I'm sorry. I'm done.
It was not.
I'm gonna shut myself down.
I'm gonna pass the baton to you, Griff, to make this one last point, because you're probably gonna piggyback off what I'm getting ready to say. Where the world was in WWE has to pay attention. They're sensitive. They're a sensitive company. You know that. Powerful, but yet sensitive. And you got to think about the heightened levels of where this world is, this country is, after 2020. I just don't think they want to flirt with the fans, with some of their fan base, what they're seeing. Because think about it, y'all. Y'all know that. I get it. Montez has a show, but we got the reactions. We were in AT&T Stadium when Bianca won that belt, and for you, we saw that. And I just think they're just thinking about the entire scope of their fan base being comfortable. That's the wrong way to look at it. But you got to think about they're going to try to cater to the entire scope of the fan base, including the ones who I'm talking about. I'm not mentioning it, but you guys know where I'm going. But go ahead, Griff. That's just my gut.
Well, the hat says it right here, and it's heel time. And I'm going to repeat the question the Wiseman put out there, because this is why we're here for. And it is a conversation, a question that needs to be said, especially for our viewers that's watching it. Basically, why does the ball get dropped when it comes to black factions? Like, real talk. This ain't got nothing to do with race. I get exactly what you're saying, Montay. I get exactly what you're saying, Jackie. I get the business. I get the looks. But I think the biggest question for me is, when is enough going to be enough? Let's get away from the profits, but when is enough going to get enough where we're not doing this because we're afraid of not getting this partnership or getting this and getting that? Like, when are we going to get out of that? Like me, for example, that's when I go into stores and I know I'm a 6'4" handsome black guy. Nobody need to gas me up. That's just me. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Griff, I'm Courtney Griffin. I know me. And when I walk in these stores and walk in these places, I see the looks in people's eyes where they are like fearful, or they like just scared, or they just think because of what was taught to them, or what they saw, what someone told them what black people are. They kind of look at me and create this persona that's not even true. I have to deal with that. You get what I'm saying? I gotta be real on this right here on this one. But going to this question and saying that is a question I would love to know. And again, this ain't nothing personal. This ain't nothing to do with race. This ain't got nothing to do with hate or biasness. It is a question that us and probably other black podcasters or black wrestling fans would like to know. When it comes to black factions, what is the problem that they can't stay together for long? Somebody's getting released or going to another company, or it's just too much and they can't get the push that they rightfully deserve. You know what I'm saying? What is that answer? We can come with our allegations and assumptions what that could be, but we need to know what is that answer and what is it that you guys are going to do to stop and put it forward, saying, hey, you know what? This is what it is. Nation domination is done. This is a PG show. I know they got Disney, they got TKO, wherever, Revolution, whatever. Nation is done. Yeah, the Nation was great. That era of time was done. That's not fair to stop something great because of what was 30-something years ago when we were teenagers back in the late 90s in that Attitude Era. This is a whole different era. If I'm making sense here, you get what I'm saying? And it ain't just the Prophets. I look at even, what's the group with Cedric and
Hit
Shelton?
Row.
Hit Row.
Think about Hit Row.
Yeah.
Look at Hit Row.
Think about what Hit Row just went through as far as, like, you said releases, and AJ popped into my head immediately.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about Hit Row.
Her business.
And
Her business. Yeah.
they allowed Hit Row to come out, perform their song and things like that. And then they never got a push. Never got a push from that. Not once. At one point, it became a joke because of AJ's bad spot. When Top Dollar tried to go over the top rope and like tripped or whatever. So then it became a joke, and it's like, these are good wrestlers regardless of what you of a missed spot, right? These are still good wrestlers, and I think at some point you can push these guys. They did like a fatal 4-way tag team match, and the Hit Row got into the match and was immediately right back out, and that was like a month ago or so, like right before the release. And it was like, why did you even put them in the match?
Right.
Why did you even put them in a match? What is the point? Like, are you telling me that there's only like one group of semi-black guys that can make it to the top of this situation and like flourish at the top of this situation? There has to be some way to like no, fuck that. Like, yeah, at some point we're gonna end up on screen with a fist up. Absolutely, because that's where the times are.
Yes.
And so therefore, if you're going, like, black wrestling matters, man. Black wrestling matters.
They do. And you know, and again, I'm gonna bring a valid point here too. Let's look at Damage Control. No, they're not black. But let's look at Damage Control. You take Bailey away from that situation. Look what you got there. You get what I'm saying? And the champion,
Dakota as well.
Yeah, but I'm not even including Dakota right now. I'm just including the other main three.
Yeah.
That's finna skyrocket. I get it. But like you said, it does matter. So why we get to these points and put these together, and then one bad match or one bad spot, we get buried to go separate. We go this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the problem? I would like to know what that answer is, and why is it? Because it's hurting other talents from getting a push or getting that spotlight because of something is saying, no, you know, back in the day, you know, when Farouk did this, remember that one time when D-Lo did that? And it's like, yo, that was the past. Like, if we gonna talk about forgiveness and bygones be bygones, that's
CM
done.
Punk is back. CM Punk is back.
Oh my God. And all the hate, and I'm never coming back, and F this place.
CM Punk is back.
He does a promo where he has to get his mic cut off. When, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
When yeah.
Mm.
To further
Yeah.
your point. Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Well, this is great. Yeah, great, man. And hey, needed to be said.
So it's not that we want the Street Profits to be immediately pushed to the top, and it's not that we want this faction to be like the greatest faction of all time. We see the potential that it could be, and like we're like, okay, let's get that going. But we also want it to make sense from a storyline standpoint. And right now, it just seems like they're just floundering right now, and because of that, we're getting restless. And like, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, when I say this, but like, we just want it to make sense, and we want it to be a good storyline. That's what I really want to say. We want it to be a good storyline. Give us a reason to care.
Right.
Now they're going to the beat. Okay, back to wrestling now. I know. So back to us analyzing the show. Now I think B-Fab is the wild card now, to where maybe this their way. Maybe her and Bobby work out something to where they diss them, or something happens where they diss them, and then they end up going back face. That's the only way I can see you can fix them. But heel is not heel. I mean, heel's not the way to go. That's not the long. That's not the long. I'm just
It doesn't
guessing.
seem like it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like
obviously
it.
that's the long. I'm just thinking the long game here. Obviously, B-Fab and Bobby has to tell us eventually what they're talking about backstage. It's going to have to come to the light, and the only thing that can
Brooklyn.
save them is is them going face, because the crowd was cheering them. The crowd, it felt like the old Street Profit days. It was reminiscent of a Street Profits match before they even turned heel.
Yep.
And that's what made it stupid to me. Like, wait a minute, this is like, come on, Triple H, like, come on, you dropping the ball of all the stories. You've been in your bag for the last 2 years. And then this is the one you want to fumble. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of irritated the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody want to piggyback on that?
Yeah.
Yep. So
I mean, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we've said it, man. We've stamped it pretty much every week. I think 2 stamps a statement is give us something to care about. That's it. Give us something to care about, because right now what it's doing is making us care less.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Point blank period. It's making us care less.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, man. Let's turn to some happy times, because that's frustrating for us. That's what it is. It's not that we're negative about it. It's just that's frustrating for us.
Yeah.
But let's turn to some happy times, and obviously that was a big week of wrestling, so a lot had transpired and a lot happened. So now we have a new draft scoreboard. I just want to say, if we were crowning a champion today, your boy would be the champ.
Okay.
Now we back up. All right. So starting from like the first week before everything got started, Coach, you were in a great position. And then Survivor Series happened. And here we are.
Bro.
And here we are. Yep. So with each win, each loss, each championship defense, points go up. So I think my points came from the championship defense of Judgment Day on Friday night. They took that win over the Street Profits. Shit.
Yeah, Rhea too.
At least I got something out of it. And then Rhea on, and then Rhea on the Survivor Series. Oh yeah, and then Cody picks up the win. So yeah, a good night. Yeah, a good night for your boy. So yeah. If we were crowning one tonight, I'm just saying.
All right, it'll be
until I'm out of that position. I'm gonna keep saying. So
yeah, you got a shit ton of wins there. Points at 23.
Yeah, we looking up, brother. We looking up.
Yeah.
All right, boys. This was an emotional night, man. This was this one took us up and down and back and forth and back and forth. And
emotional roller
but a good
coaster.
one nonetheless. And we enjoyed this nonetheless. And as we wrap up another episode of Ebony Championship Podcast, we just want to thank all the loyal listeners for joining us here in the ring. Your support, of course, means the world to us. And we'll keep the wrestling chatter alive by engaging with us on social media. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that you never miss a moment. But before we sign off, Griff, first of all, what you got on, brother?
Got the NWO Wolfpack hockey jersey by the one and only Chalk Line. Got the Wolves howling. And also, I got the heel cap on. Shout out to K-Fade Clothing as well, along with Chalk Line with the hot gear. Red and black tonight. I felt heelish tonight. I didn't go too villainish, but I got a little heel on the night. So shout out to K-Fade and also shout out to Chalk Line for the gear on the night.
That's what's up.
Good deal. Let the people know where they can find you.
Man, always find me. Come on to the Island of Relevancy at Griff Nation 84 on IG. And what was formerly known as Twitter, now X at CGriff84.
Good deal, Coach. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yep. Find me, Coach Montay 24 on IG. We saw uptick in support over the weekend. So continue to show us love, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all tuning in week after week. Bring in more listeners. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're going to continue to bring you this fire content. We love what we do. Appreciate the support.
Good deal. And you can find me, Jackie Miles, on Instagram and Twitter, or X, whatever you may want to call it, at Jackie Miles 42. You can find B Dix on Cash App at BDix989. B, you got any money yet? Anybody sent you $1 or $2? Hit you up or anything? Props not. Props not. It's okay. Keep throwing that out there. Maybe somebody hits you up. But again, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. And we hope that we kept you entertained. And again, hit us up on any type of social media. And for sure, we'll engage for sure. This is the Ebony Championship Wrestling Podcast signing off. But again, Coach, let them know.
We never tapping out in this biatch.
We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good one.